Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today we are going to be showing one of our new products that I'm so excited to share with you guys. It is the embossing paste, and I've used it on today's project to create my own background. So this whole piece here was created with the embossing paste and a little bit of re-inker to create our color. So I wanted to show you how we did that. I'm hoping you can kind of see what a great texture it gives. It's so awesome. So I am going to show you that, and the two stamp sets that we are using today is Garden in Bloom and All Things Thanks. So let's go ahead and get started. I will talk about our dimensions first. Our card base is our standard A2 size, so 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside of the card. I have another piece, same dimension, for the front to create our background. And then I have a piece of Whisper White and Basic Black. The Whisper White is cut 2 3/4 by 4, and our Basic Black is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. So it just gives us a really nice little border to use. So we're going to start by doing the embossing paste part because it takes some time to dry, not that long. It dries quickly actually, but it'll dry by the time we do our stamping and our other pieces of the project. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper. In our catalog, there are now what we have, well, we've had them before, but these ones are the Pattern Party Decorative Masks. You get 4 of them, which is awesome. And I'm going to pull them out here to show you. Here is one of them. Isn't that pretty? It's like a big medallion. Here is one that is bricks. I saw this used it on stage. Love it. Here is one that is clouds. That's super fun too. And then the one that we are using today is this one. It's kind of like a diamond pattern. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you basically what I did was I put down my layer onto my scrap piece of paper. I laid this over, and I think I'm going to line it up about there. And then I'm just going to take a piece of washi tape and just put that on each side of my mask, just to kind of hold things for me while I'm doing the paste. Okay? And then just so you guys know what I have found, it dries very easily, so you want to be sure you clean your mask and clean your palette knives. You can find the knives in the catalog as well. You will get these 3 in the package. This is the embossing paste. You get a nice big tub of it, and a little goes a long way, which you will see. You will also want our silicone craft mat. And then for me, what I have found is I have a little Tupperware container here, and I have just sat this in my workspace. It has some water. You can see it's kind of colored already from my previous projects. So when I'm done, I'm just going to drop my stuff into the water for me to clean off later, just so that it doesn't get hard. So I'm kind of going to set this to the back of my workstation and leave it open. Okay? So now we are going to grab that silicone mat. I'm going to open up my paste. I'm going to take my knife, and I'm just going to grab, this is probably even too much. I'm still trying to get used to the amount that I need. So I'm going to go with that. I have my Melon Mambo re-inker here. I'm going to put 1 drop in. Okay, and then I'm going to mix this. So you can make this embossing paste any color you want. That's what's so awesome, isn't it? I love that idea. And people, you know, your re-inkers are awesome for, you know, refilling your pads and whatnot, but you know, it only takes a little and you have a lot of ink in there. So this is another way to kind of use that, right? Okay, so I'm going to just scrape that off of this knife. I might need that one again. I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to start picking this up, and I'm just going to rub it right over my mask. So this is a little bit fainter of a pink, which I'm sure you noticed on the front of my card, but it still works. It's still Melon Mambo. And that's just it. You can add more ink with your re-inker to it, or you can just use one drop. Completely up to you. See, I think this is already going to be plenty of paste. Right, so now if we peel up our washi tape, look at that. Is that so cool? I think this is awesome. So much fun. Okay, I'm going to drop my mask straight into my water. I'm going to put that other knife in there as well. You can see here is my layer. Super cool. I'm just going to set this aside and let it dry, and then we are going to start our stamping. So I'm going to bring in our smaller Whisper White layer, and I am going to be using the large flower out of the Garden in Bloom, and I'm using the outline here, okay? And then I'm going to bring in our Archival Basic Black, and we are just going to ink this up. Gorgeous. And I'm going to stamp that right here on the side. I'm just going to give that a nice press since I don't have my Stampin' pad below me. And this is a photopolymer, so note to self, you might want to grab that. Okay, now we're going to bring in the double leaf from that set. We're going to ink that up as well. And then I am going to grab another scrap piece of paper here. Stamp my double leaf there. I'm going to ink that up again. And then I'm just going to stamp it over here, I think, for this one. Give that a nice press. Okay. Alright. Then I'm going to be grabbing my Melon Mambo as well as my Emerald Envy. We'll start with our Melon Mambo, and I'm going to now bring in the shading of the flower. Okay, so this stamp set has a bit of a, you know, watercolor look to it as well. You're not going to get a full, you know, stamped image here. And I just want to be sure. Now I can't remember how I lined it up. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. This looks better. Okay. I'm going to stamp that down. Give that a nice press. There we go. Okay, now we will do the same thing with our leaves. And we're going to do those in the Emerald Envy. I thought this would be pretty color together. Melon Mambo is such a rich, deep color, and the Emerald Envy is as well. So we are going to line that up over our leaves. Give that a press. Turn it around. Do the same thing there. Okay, I'm going to use the little body actually from the bumblebee. I'm going to ink that up in the Emerald Envy, and we're going to stamp that right in the center of our flower. Excuse me. And then we are going to use the thanks for joining us. We're going to ink that up in the Emerald Envy as well. And we are going to stamp that a little higher than our original one because I moved my leaves a little bit, which is fine. Stamp that there. And then we're going to pull in a little butterfly. There's a little butterfly in here, just a tiny one. I'm going to ink that up in the Watermelon Wonder. And we're just going to put that right there on the corner. Love it. So if you've been thinking about joining Stampin' Up, I'm always looking for team members, and you can join as a hobbyist if you'd like. I have a few of those, and then you can also join if you're looking to actually create a business out of it, whatever works for you. A lot of people like to join just to get their discount, which is completely understandable, right? So for any new team members that join this month, you will receive this card in the mail. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'm going to grab my snail, and we're going to layer this onto that black, which will really make it pop. Okay, and then we're going to bring back in our card base. We have our custom background that we created with those masks. That is completely dry now. And I'm going to use some snail. And we are going to put that onto our Melon Mambo. Make sure I'm straight here. I think this is like the coolest thing. I'm like a kid in a toy store right now. I just think it's making me all giddy. I just love it. I just love it. I think it's so fun. Okay, so now we can put down our top sentiment layer, and I'm going to use the fast fuse here just so that I can be sure that it's sticking, because that paste, again, is raised. You know, it's not completely flat. And I am just going to drop this on an angle, just like that. We're going to put the inside layer into our card as well. And then we're going to do a little bit more stamping on the inside just to decorate our card a bit. So on my original, I did the flower again with the leaves, so we are going to continue with that. Let me grab my flower once again. I love including cards in my new team members' welcome packets. I always send them a handmade card, and all my customers as well who place orders. It's just my way of saying thank you, and I appreciate you so much. So I like to take some extra time and create something special. And I think this is it. And I think they'll love to see and feel that new embossing powder, especially if they haven't, you know, played with it yet. I think it's super cool. All right, let me grab my leaves as well. And I'm using the outline again of the leaves, and then we'll fill it in with color here in a minute. I think for this one, I think I'm going to put it up here. Still gives me plenty of space to write. But I like them to get something that's a little different and unique, right? Okay. So now we are done with that Archival black. We can bring back in our Melon Mambo and our Emerald Envy. I think these colors are great together. I haven't used these, I don't think, in a while together, so I'm glad I thought of that today. Okay. We're going to lay that down, give that a nice even press. Okay, let's bring in that Emerald Envy. Take my little centerpiece and fill that in as well. And that does it. That completes our project for today. Let's give this a nice crease. Let me find my bone folder here. I've got so many things on my desk, it's buried. There you go. Super fun. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I do hope that you love the new embossing paste. You can order that today in my online store as any of the products used in today's video. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions about joining my team, again, just comment or message. I'd love to talk to you more about it. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.